Namaste, my name is Shailaja and I welcome you all to the Kundalini Guide YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about various dreams, the images and symbols we see in dreams while we are in the ascension or Kundalini process, and how we should use those dreams to navigate our spiritual path. Many hardly dream and few dream a lot. Our dreams are a doorway into the many layers of our mind which are otherwise inaccessible while we are awake. These dreams tell us stories, they give us indications, they give us signs, they give us symbols. We can use our dreams to help us guide on the spiritual path. These dreams can be in black and white or they can be very colorful. In the dream state, we are dealing with the astral realms. So while a person is in the dream state, the other realities too, like the mineral reality, the plant reality, the animal reality, and your physical reality, the people and situations which you face or see in your daily life, you will see them projecting into the dream world. So all these things become part of your dream state. Generally, your dream state happens in the REM sleep state, and during this sleep state, we are using our astral body. We project our astral body into the astral realm where we experience these dreams. Generally, in the physical reality, where we use the physical body as a vehicle of our consciousness and we participate in the physical world, here, along with you, many others are also participating in this reality, the physical reality. But in the dream state, it is your own story. Others who are coming and participating in your reality are visitors in your reality. Otherwise, they are not there. So it is mainly your story. Whereas on physical level, when you're awake in your conscious state, your reality consists of interactions with many different people where you are exchanging a lot of energy. There is a lot of collective drama that is running the physical reality. Sometimes you can have shared dreams that happens between people who are very connected at a soul level, where two people can see the same dream. But that is a very rare thing, and that only happens with people who are deep into their spiritual path. Now, these dreams can consist of lower astral levels and higher astral levels. While we are navigating through the lower astral levels, we have to be careful because there is always scope of getting attacked by lower astral entities. But as you are navigating through the higher astral realms, you will be meeting angelic beings. You'll be meeting, because the angelic beings which live beyond the astral realm can come down to the upper astral realm. In the dream state, the person opens up a lot of stuff that is locked up in the subconscious and the unconscious mind. When a person activates his third eye, and while he is in meditation, or the theta brainwave state, which is a very introverted, drowsy state, the subconscious mind opens up and reveals itself to him in the form of visions, and he will be able to access his subconscious mind to some extent in these visions, apart from the dream time which he has at his availability while he is sleeping. We generally forget 95% of our dreams. So it is always advisable to write down your dream once you wake up from sleep, and while the memory of the dream is fresh in your mind, make a note of your dream and write down all the specific details that you have seen in the dream. For example, if you are uh, in near water, write down whether it is an ocean or is it a flowing water or is it a swamp where there's a lot of muddy water. So be very specific. If you see a fruit or a flower, write down the details along with the names and the surrounding situation while the dream was happening. This will help you to interpret your dreams better in the future time. With experience, you will get better at understanding and analyzing your dreams. Your subconscious mind has a way of communicating with you in the forms of dream symbols and images. And a lot of your cultural background, your language background, your ethnicity, and a part of the archetypes that are there in the unconscious mind all come into play in your dream state. So, understanding these symbols is very important to interpret your dream correctly. For example, rice has different meaning in different cultures. In some cultures, seeing white rice is good, whereas in some other cultures, it is considered bad. In some cultures, seeing yellow rice is good, especially in India, where we use rice mixed with turmeric powder for any marriages. We use raw rice, uncooked rice. We mix it along with turmeric and we use it as part of blessings to bless the couple. So, these is a very positive symbol, yellow rice. For an average person who's caught up in the worldly things, they seldom dream. And even if they do, they have some ordinary dreams which make no sense to them. Or maybe because they still have not developed the wisdom to interpret their dream, they are not able to make sense out of their dreams. But once a dream keeps on recurring, then it gets noticed by them. And many start worrying about this dream or they start questioning their dream. For example, when somebody dreams that they are writing an exam and they're not prepared for it, they experience a lot of fear and panic in their dream. And when they wake up out of the dream, they're still in that state of fear. So when this dream keeps on recurring, then they start questioning as to why it is happening. The subconscious mind, which is unlocked, which is not accessible by this person in the conscious state, is trying to communicate to this person. It is trying to get to this person's notice some deep rooted fear which he needs to deal with and resolve. When a person is not spiritually inclined, they generally experience the ordinary dreams or the recurring dreams. But once somebody moves on to the spiritual path, their dream world becomes very vibrant and rich. They have dreams more often, and the dreams start communicating more with their subconscious and unconscious mind. So there are many different types of dreams which a person will see while they're active on the spiritual path. The nightmares or the astral attacks. This is one form of negative dream which a person will experience in the spiritual path. When they're in the lower astral realms, they could be attacked by the lower entities and they attack the astral body. And healing the astral body is more difficult than healing the physical body. So a person needs to have some kind of protection while they are moving around in the lower astral realms in their dream state. Maybe the name of God or some sort of protection. And we even experience a lot of violent dreams where we go on a rampage or we see murderous dreams that people are killing each other or we are killing somebody or somebody is trying to come and kill us. A lot of these violent dreams are also experienced by somebody who's in the Kundalini process. And the only explanation I could sort of give myself for these kind of dreams were that maybe there's some kind of a shadow side within myself which is not expressing itself out when I'm dealing with the external world. Generally, when you advance spiritually, you use your higher discretion while behaving with others. Even if somebody causes you wrong, you will not, you will try not to do wrong to them in return. So, while trying to do this, you are sort of suppressing a lot of your own violent nature, your anger, your fears, your everything is getting suppressed. Your need to take revenge, everything is getting repressed. It is going into your subconscious mind, but it has to be dealt with. It has to come out in some other form. So maybe in this dream state, we are safely releasing these fears or this anger or this nature, the dark nature which we hold within us, which we are not aware of. tell ourselves that we are these nice people who are on the spiritual path, but because of our past life karmas or the past life qualities that are still embedded within our DNA, we still hold the ability to cause bad for others, or we still hold the ability to trouble others or to damage others. So when you are not actually doing it in the real state, most of this gets released in the dream state, and that is actually a very good thing. Lucid dreams are very common, but it is only when somebody evolves to a very high state where the third eye is totally open. It is only when lucid dreams happen. Otherwise, generally, we are not in control of our dreams. In lucid dream state, you can control your dream. You know that you're in a dream state, and with experience, you will know how to navigate your lucid dream state, and then you will know you can choose to which dimension you want to go to. So you have more fun in your dream state. Ancestral dreams are also part of this. Our ancestors are, their DNA is there within our system. So a lot of their own memory, a lot of their own repressed stuff is there in our system, which we need to release before we can proceed further in a spiritual journey. So a lot of these answers, you even see a lot of ancestors, and then they come up with issues also. They come and talk to you in your dream. They express their pain, their fears, their anger to you while you're in your dream state. Symbolic dreams are not open, explanatory, easy dreams. These are more in the puzzle format, and they're very hard to solve. So many, I had many symbolic dreams. I think the reason why these dreams are so puzzling, because part of the information to solve the puzzle is not there with you because you have not yet experienced the situation. I've taken about 10 to 15 years to solve few of these symbolic dreams. It is only when I experience a situation that my symbolic dream makes sense to me. So my subconscious mind knew the future, but instead of revealing the future to me, it sent a symbolic dream so that I will understand this dream when I need to understand it. That is in a future point in time. These precognitive or prophetic dreams, I think we are using our intuition unconsciously in a dream state. I've had many dreams which were precognitive in nature. Initially, it was very hard for me to even accept that my dream came true. It was a shocking thing for my ego. I had many dreams. I had written a lot of dreams, and I've started seeing some dreams were coming true the very next day. Some took few weeks, some took few months, some took few years. But most of the dreams which I experienced, 80 to 90% dreams, they came true in reality, in my physical reality. And that really shocked me. That is when I realized that some higher power, some higher intuitive power that I was able to access in my sleep state, and I was getting the information about the future events in my life. This again raised questions about the physical dimension, about the solidity of the physical dimension. Is how real is it? If the future events are already predetermined, then what is it that I'm doing here? So all these prophetic dreams led me to a lot of philosophical questions, which brought in many more answers. The purpose of your prophetic dreams is to guide you and to teach you certain things. For example, if there is a person who's in your life who has a lot of ulterior motives and is still trying to act like a very good friend, your prophetic dream will reveal to you the true nature of your friend. That way, you can avoid a lot of trouble with these dreams. Next come the learning dreams and the initiatory dreams. Generally, once your third eye awakens, the Agya Chakra is active, the Kundalini energy has crossed that. You get initiated by divine beings, by some otherworldly gurus in your dream state. They give you mantras. They touch you on various parts of your body to allow the energy to pass through it. And they even come to teach you a lot of different mystical subjects. That is why when somebody is Kundalini awakens, maybe they have no idea what astrology is, but the entire topic of astrology, the concept of it, gets downloaded into their head. They are taught these things in their dream state. And that is why, when in the wakeful state, when they read a book on any particular topic which is of mystical in nature, they very easily understand it. Maybe a normal person will never be able to make sense out of it, but these people immediately understand what the topic is trying to convey. Many high dimensional beings who were once part of physical reality, like the saints, they you get the knowledge of these saints in your dream state. My own experience, I've heard and met saints who I was not aware of. I met Saint Germain. I met Karni Mata. I've never heard their names earlier. It is only after seeing them in my dream or realizing that they exist, or I realized their presence in a dream state. When I Googled, I got information about them. And that really surprised me because I even got the name and the details of that saint correctly. Healing dreams are very positive in nature, where a lot of unexplainable health issues, which doctors could not diagnose or cure, these kind of ailments get cured in your dream state and they never recur after that. And I think these dreams are tied up with your past karmic debt. So once you clear the debt, the health issue that was related to that particular chakra vanishes. Karmic dreams give you a lot of lessons on karmic attachments, the karmic cords we share with others, the result of our own karmic actions, and it helps you to resolve your karmic issues and absolve yourself and others from creating further karma. These dreams basically allow you to understand why a certain situation was experienced by you or why a certain person exists in your life, and how you can use your newfound knowledge to come out of your old dysfunctional behavioral pattern and to evolve into being a better person. So once you follow your karmic dreams very closely and you analyze it, the result of that is that you get better at living your life. And with that, your experiences and the people in your life change. They just fall away. Unwanted people just fall away from your life. While you're on your ascension journey or the Kundalini process, you'll see a lot of dream symbols, positive ones, which will help you and it will bring to your notice that you're on the right path. The first is the climbing stairs, that where you're climbing the stairs or you are climbing up a ladder, or there is the spiral staircase that goes up and you're going up the spiral staircase. These are typically symbols that you're ascending on your spiritual journey. And once you reach the top rung of your ladder and you have moved on to the next ladder, when the lower ladder falls away and there is no way, there's nothing down, it simply means that you have come to a level in your spiritual progress from where you will not fall down. From there, you only move up, you will not fall down. Next, tiger. Tiger is the symbol of goddess Durga. You will see the tiger, the snake, the spider. These are spider is a very, it gets attracted to high vibration frequency. So it becomes part of your dream state too. A lotus. Lotus signifies that You are moved from a lower ego or lower brain state to a higher brain state. The lotus has its roots in muddy water, but the flower is above the water level. It is not touched by the dirt that it is born in. Even if a drop of the muddy water gets stuck to it or the dirt tries to fall on it, it just slips away. It has no effect on the lotus. So the lotus looks pristine and beautiful even when it is in the muddy water. It has risen above the muddiness or the lower mind state, and though it is present in a world which is predominantly dirty or lower egoic in nature, it has risen above it, which is a very positive sign. The person has reached an inner level of detachment or dispassionate, is dispassionate, and he is very spiritually advanced. Light showers, this is another thing that you will see, that a lot of light is pouring onto you from the open skies, or there's like a huge stream of, you're caught up in a huge stream of light, which simply means that your vibration frequency is getting enhanced. Dirty rooms and bathrooms, this is a very these are very disgusting dreams, and I think they deal with a lot of the toxicity which, or the negativity that your chakras hold, especially the lowest chakra, the Muladhara chakra holds. And your dream is showing you that it will start working, and now it will start cleaning away those the negativity in the lower chakra, the base chakra. Rains, seawater. Rains is again a sign that the lot of vibrational uh, energy is being showered on you. Whereas sea water or river, especially sea water, is all about emotions. So we look at the how the sea appears in your dream. Is it calm, or are you submerged in the sea, or is the sea rough, or are you floating on top of the sea? Are you in a ship? So when you start analyzing these water-related dreams, the water-related dream is again, it is your Swadhisthana chakra, and it has to deal with a lot of emotions. When you're dealing with a lot of emotional or the emotional body, you will experience a lot of water dreams. And studying these dreams will help you analyze your emotional state. Fires and volcanoes. Fire is Kundalini fire. It is a lot of when you're going through the transmutation phase of the Kundalini process, you will experience or you'll see a lot of fires. A lot of lower level dross is getting transmuted, it is getting burnt. You will experience a lot of heat in your body. And while this is happening, you will see a lot of fires in your third eye or in your dream state. When the volcano bursts in your dream, it simply means that the Kundalini energy is pushing away a lot of your karmic debris very quickly. It is processing it away and just pushing it out of your Sushumna Nadi. And this is a very positive sign. It simply means that you are getting cleared of your past karmic baggage. It is not just in the dream state. Generally, when you are undergoing these different stages of the Kundalini process, you will even see these things on TV. When you switch on the TV, you might see that you see a volcanic activity happening on the TV channel. And no matter, maybe you're watching something on YouTube, or maybe you see an advertisement, or maybe you hear somebody talking about a volcanic activity happening. So that message will come to you in many different forms, because you're experiencing the removal of a lot of karma as a burst in your Sushumna Nadi, so that it will be pushed out of it. So this symbol can come to you even in wakeful states in form of messages, synchronicities. That way, your subconscious mind is communicating and telling you that this is happening in your body. Violent dreams, I've already spoken about these things earlier. It clearing a lot of your own shadowy side while you are experiencing these dreams. Saints and deities, a very positive sign. Generally, when you see a saint or a deity, they come to you to bless you. So once you meet them in your dream state, be prepared for the next positive thing to enter your life. Maybe an enhanced knowledge in a particular subject, or maybe a removal of negativity which is there in your life right now, which is not allowing you to grow spiritually, or maybe you might get initiated into some higher conscious level. So when saints and deities come into your life, or through dreams also, they have a huge impact, a very positive impact on your spiritual progress. The rainbow is also a very positive sign because the rainbow has seven colors, and the seven colors relate to the seven chakras in our body. So this is communicating to you that to some extent the nadis are flowing with prana, or the chi is flowing through these nadis of the seven chakras. You can even see a lot of frightening symbols. And the reason behind these frightening symbols, as far as I understood, is to remove a lot of deep rooted fears within your system. Because if you have to experience and release those fears in a wakeful state, you may have to take many more lifetimes to do that. So, in your dream state, you are speeding your karmic process. If there's a lot of repressed fear in your system, you will see a lot of fearful images in your dream state or in a vision state, because when you see them, your ego is releasing away a lot of fear. And once that fear gets totally released, those symbols will no longer have any effect on you. So these are typically, though they look negative in nature, they still have a very positive purpose in your life. Mandalas also, you will see, which will bring in light language. They'll bring in a lot of new information, a lot of higher energy for you to grow spiritually and advance further. Dreams are a biggest resource for you on this spiritual path, and they are like your inner guru that is guiding you. It is showing you all those dark corners, all those aspects of you which you are not aware in the wakeful state. It shows you your own repressed fears, angers, and things you need to deal with. It shows you about your ancestors' karma. It gets an information from the universal consciousness. It tells you where you are in the path of evolution. In the dream state, you learn a lot of things which you cannot learn, or which are not accessible to you when you're in the wakeful state, or which are inaccessible to an average person. So write down these dreams to the details, study your dreams, look for how you felt while you were in the dream, your emotional states, then describe everything in detail, and the people or situations you faced in your dream state. Learn the language of symbols to decipher your dreams more effectively. And then, if you have any wise person in your life and whom you can trust, discuss your dreams with them, because they will give you a better perspective, a better understanding. But ultimately, rely on your gut feeling when you are interpreting your dreams, because only you can interpret your dreams. Because the symbols which you see in your dreams, the experiences which you have, are they are very individuated experiences, or very individuated symbols. So these are, though they are from a common pool of symbols, but they still, the meaning of a symbol might be a little different in variation from one person to another person. Use your dream state wisely to increase awareness on your past, present, and future. This will go a long way in helping you and in guiding you on your spiritual path. I wish you all good luck. Thank you. Namaste.